So we'll get started in about like 7 minutes. While we all can have prasadam, we'll get started in 7 minutes. Yeah. हाँ मेरा हो गया प्रभु।
I came yesterday, so yeah. How's everything? It's fine. School and everything good? Yeah, everything's okay. I'll be here for a minute. Oh, really? Have you been watching the series? I watched like the first 3 episodes. It's pretty good. It's pretty active. The movie was trash.
We should celebrate her Decca. What is that?
Nika's birthday?
No. She's into Decca program.
Oh.
Yes, we should.
No, it's fun. Right? I think
You can announce.
Yes.
you should encourage other kids also.
Did he buzz?
Hare Krishna.
We need to do a CPD class. I'm doing a CPD class. No, that's right.
You buzz? Why, bro? Why did you buzz? Only I can buzz.
Government, survey of government, it's like a court systems and practice class.
Like, I have to go there. Get a pay. Get the bus. Okay, that's bus get paid. I didn't even get a pay though. I just like some bus. Hey bro, if you come to the bus, I would. Maybe the bus brothers. All of this will be done. Wait, will you actually get a bus? You know, that's just scary, mother.
थोड़ा बहुत पानी पड़ दे
Okay, go ahead. Listen to
पानी पानी
Hare Krishna.
midnight tonight
Huh?
midnight tonight
Midnight tonight. Yes. Mahashivaratri. We need your blessings. It's in 6 minutes. Yeah. Oh, thank you, Prabhu.
Man, I'm not even joking. You were showing the video this last time. Bro, I used to do this every time I come. Yeah, you look
అసలు పాస్ అయిపోయి దేని లాగే
Better, can I have that pillow? Can you throw that pillow, please? Just throw it. Yeah, thank you.
टाइम नहीं मिला
Did I took the shelter at the wrong place? Oh, Krishna.
No, that is Siddhi. Siddhi as Krishna.
Yeah. Siddhi as Krishna. Siddhi as Krishna. Stage and Siddhi as Krishna. I have moved there.
Fireplace again.
Under that.
You're not eating, you're waiting for mom.
I'll sit in the at the shelter of Prabhu. No, we are better. अच्छा ये back side.
2 inches.
यहाँ पे लोअर बैक यहाँ पे
बैक एक स्टिफनेस हाउ वन
हाँ
वन डबल
one Prabhu
Are you good the upstairs student?
I do not know. Yeah, he has back pain, right?
He was-
This is not chronic, like a chronic back pain. This is knowingly I lifted something, caused it. हाँ, I don't like to sit like that in front of an exam. No, actually आप खाइए.
And they're like, he doesn't, he's short, he's skinny, he's almost
Timer है ना? Done. Timer हो. Done. Okay. Very good. Thank you. That's so kind. We'll give few more minutes. 3 minutes, 5 minutes. It was intentional. Because when you work with offshore teams and all that, right? Of course, I'm not working there like that, but you know, they say the deadline way ahead. Don't reveal your. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, you have what? You have a gray one and you have one.
बोला था बोले राजा प्रभु इज नॉट कमिंग दिस दिस
Last time we had the Kirtan of Raja Prabhu here.
या
Right, Mataji? Raja had his Kirtan here, right? So amazing. Out of the world.
बोले ही इज नॉट कमिंग
When he came, the other Prabhu came, right?
Yeah, correct. Vrindapati Prabhu, when he came at your place here only, right? Yes.
Actually, we did at Navratri. During Navratri, we did, and now Shivratri.
Oh yeah, Navaratri.
Actually, thank you a lot, Prabhuji. I didn't know.
Radhika, why is
Suddenly it got
She
changed.
also needs notes.
You are so kind.
She's 16. Yeah, she's 10. Go get your feet. Go get your feet.
नहीं वो उसके बोलने के डांस हो गया डांस हो गया वो फ्लैट है
they have the papers and I can ask them questions. Not right? Since you guys have the notes, I can start asking you guys questions. Hannah?
I think because you're asking questions, they are taking notes.
Oh, okay. No, that served as an impetus for my idea. No. Well, I don't know what her intention was. What was your intention of doing that?
Paying attention.
So you have me as a plan B. So we'll get started?
Yes, start.
So ideally I don't like to sit like this, but I would like to seek your blessings and permission from you. Because sitting like this I don't like that.
Hello everyone. Please take care of the back.
Yeah, so I have to take care of the back. With the understanding that I have you all as my back.
Oh yes.
As a blessing.
You want more pillows?
No, this is it. Because I heard.
So you want things to be moved around?
No, I am good. But except for that, I'm good.
Support is
పైన కూర్చోండి ప్రభుజీ పైన
Fine. Yeah, thank you, Prabhu. This is good. Yeah, this is good. Hare Krishna. Oh.
you want a pillow instead of the back laptop?
I'm good, probably. Yeah. No, this is good. The laptop has that height, right? So that way it sounds. Phone is there. Sorry, thank you.
Everyone.
Hare Krishna. So let's do some invocation prayers. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayana Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiraye Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavate Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nanda Gopakumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा नमो ओम विष्णुपदाय कृष्ण पृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांता स्वामिन् इति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभो नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवास आदि गौर भक्त वृंदा हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे Hare Krishna. So I would like to seek the blessings of all of you today, Mataji's and Prabhuji's, and I would like to seek the blessings of my elders, my parents here, Hare Krishna. And we have a wonderful, very senior worshipable Vaishnava here, Jayadanand Prabhuji. So I would like to seek his blessings also. For the pleasure of the Vaishnavas, for the pleasure of the Acharyas, for the pleasure of the devotees, let us actually take an opportunity today to see if we can glorify Lord Shiva. So I am very, very thankful to Mataji also. Thank you, Mataji.
Last time I got chance during Navratri and today Shivratri.
So Navaratri to Shivaratri.
And it happened suddenly, right? We didn't even plan out that.
Yeah. So thank you, Mataji, for hosting today's program.
Thanks for the opportunity.
And all of you also for making it today. So with that, Srimad Bhagavatam gives the list of Mahajans. If we were to understand the greatness of these personalities is that they are the exalted, sold out devotees of Lord Shri Krishna. Right? So if we have to understand bhakti, our Vedic scriptures also give these examples of these personalities. So these are called Mahajans. They are called what? Mahajans. There are 9 of them. Okay? Anybody knows that shloka? Mahajano yena gatasya pantha. I am also taking the shelter of Google Acharya here. Mahajano yena gatasya pantha. Correct, that one. So I have that here. Like Prabhuji has already quoted, Tarko pratishtha shrutayo vibhinna nasa vrishir yasya matam na bhinnam dharmasya tattvam nihitam guhayam mahajano yena gatasya pantha. Dry arguments are inconclusive. I may debate this ism, somebody may come up with Advaita philosophy, somebody may come with Dvaita philosophy, somebody may come with Vishishta Advaita, somebody may come, so many things. We may have all kinds of these dry arguments. It's easy to sit in a wheelchair, in a easy chair, armchair. It's not easy to sit in a wheelchair. You can go along this. You believe it or not, couple of weeks back, I actually saw one of my very close friend in a wheelchair. It was so, devastating to see like that. So I slipped my tongue, sorry. It is not easy to sit in a wheelchair. But in a rest chair, or what do you call, easy chair, and have these dry arguments, while sipping, a nice cup of coffee, Starbucks, right? So, dry arguments are inconclusive. A great personality whose opinion does not differ from others is not considered a great sage. Yeah, this is the definition of Muni. A Muni means one who presents a different perspective.
Definition means clue. Write it down.
Yeah, the Muni is considered a Muni only if you bring your own new perspective to the table. Otherwise, that person is not Muni. Okay. So, simply by studying the Vedas, which are variegated, one cannot come to the right path by which religious principles are understood. So, it's always confusing with the Vedic scriptures. Because, as they say, all shloks for all folks. So different kinds of people are there. The Vedic scriptures have to address everybody, just like the way, for example, again it's a crude example, our existing academic system, there are variegated subject matter is being given to us, whether it's arts, whether it's sciences, whether it's, so many things, right? Wide variety of subject matter to study. Day before yesterday, I came across one person who said like she is teaching law in high school. So, very interesting. So, I never knew that, they'll teach law in high school too, right? So, different, in America again, you have, at least in India, we had only maths, physics and chemistry, or biology, physics, chemistry. But here you have wide variety of subject matter from the early stages of academics itself. So, now what to speak of Vedanta, Vedic scriptures? So, Vedic scriptures have to address every mentality. Hence, you may come across many different statements that might apparently seem to be very contradictory. Yeah. Am I shouting too much, bro?
No. I think there are different levels.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I thought, just low down your voice. Okay, I'm shouting way too much. Because I have this habit of shouting. Seriously. At home, many people ask me to turn down your volume. Especially my parents and my wife, everybody. Nobody is an exception. Because I now understood. Initially, I thought it was only my parents. Then it was my wife, then my kids. Everybody is saying, hey, turn down your volume. So as the age progresses, we have to turn down our volume also. I realized. Anyway, simply by studying Vedas, which are variegated, one cannot come to the right path by which religious principles are understood. The solid truth of religious principles is hidden in the heart of unadulterated, self-realized person. I repeat that. The solid truth of religious principles, the absolute truth, is hidden in the heart of an unadulterated, self-realized person. Consequently, as the Shastra confirms, one should accept whatever progressive path these Mahajans advocate. Mahajano yena gatassa pantha. Means one has to simply follow the path that is laid out by these Mahajans. We don't have to, like Prabhuji said, tarka, dry arguments. We don't have to argue. Simply follow that, hey, do you know this personality? See what he did. How did he lead his life? If you simply follow the principles of that personality, then we can actually realize the truth ourselves. So that's why it is called Atma Jnanam. One has to realize, even though we are all sharing like this, even though generic principles are given, but the journey is yours. Generally, they talk about this ATS system, right? What is that? Air flight tracking system. Air traffic, ATS, yeah, air traffic system. The guidelines are given to the pilot. So many things are going on, but the guidelines are given, but at the end of the day, you have to be the pilot of your own, flight of self-realization, right? So these Mahajans are 9 people are there. And they are 12 Mahajans, sorry. And what is that shloka? Swayambhu, Narada Shambhu, right? I forgot. Kumaro, Kapilo, Mun. Prabhuji said, yeah, Swayambhu. Swayambhu means Swayambhu. Brahmaji. Swayambhu. Narada Mahan. Shambhu means Lord Shiva. Swayambhu Narada Shambhu, Kapila Mahamuni, Janaka Maharaj, Bhishma Dev, the four Kumaras. Correct. Bali Maharaj, correct, Mata. I got 8. Last one Swayam. Means who is speaking this word? No, Prabhu. This is Yamaraj.
Oh, Yamaraj.
Yamaraj is speaking this in Ajamila Vrittanta.
Yeah, Vayasaki
Vayasaki is already. Vayasaki means Sukadeva Goswami. Swayam means I am also. Yamaraj is also saying. Yeah. So these 9 people are there. So if you want to understand, these 9 people know the secret. Sorry, 12. So then I didn't count them fully. I got only 10.
Unless you count the Kumaras as 4.
As a 4, yeah.
Kumaras are 4.
4. Okay.
9 plus 10, 11,
12. Correct, Prabhuji. Okay. So 12 Mahajans. Correct. And the 13th Mahajan, as they say, is Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. 7th Goswami. Okay. So I'm yeah, you're right. 7th Goswami is Bhaktivinoda Thakur. I think. Then who's the 13th Goswami? Mahajan. There is nobody. Yeah? I'm confused today. I'm spaced out. Yeah. Correct. There is nobody. 7th Goswami is Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. So Lord Shiva is one among the Mahajans. So today happens to be Mahashivaratri, right? So usually, especially in South India, there's always this confusion that Lord Shiva is great or Lord Krishna is great, And this has been a big debate, for many years. And very strict Sri Vaishnavas also. I've had a friend of mine. Once we went to some place here, and in here the temples, you have full family of everybody together under one shelter, right? Because of the logistics, because of the other things, you have all the temples of all the. If you have a Hindu temple, that means everybody from the entire Lord Shiva family, means Lord Shiva, Parvati Devi, Ganesh Ji, Subramanya Swami, right? A to Z, everybody will be there. Yeah, almost. They can't fit 33 million, but at least they will fill in at least. Because of the logistics also. We have less facility and hence we are taking the best advantage of that. So the temple had everybody. As soon as he entered the temple, he realized that the Lord Shiva was there. He immediately walked out. He walked out. And I said, Baba, what happened? We came all the way. We drove 3 hours. But the temple name is Venkateshwara temple. Temple is Venkateshwara. He thought only Venkateshwara Swami will be there. But as soon as he saw Lord Shiva, he came out. So it is very, very prevalent, especially in South India, that this, means why? I asked him why. Because he said, no, I am a Sri Vaishnava. I cannot enter into into this Lord Shiva temple. Okay, but then your Lord is also there, right? So anyway, I think this should not be misconstrued as a criticism. But what I'm trying to say is that's how it was prevalent, these kind of ideas. But one has to understand properly from if you have a sectarian idealism, then in ideas, then it will lead to these kind of things. And within the sect of even Vaishnavas, then there will be fights, right? But the idea is not that we so Srimad Bhagavatam, especially Brahma Samhita says from the tattva standpoint, from the actual truth standpoint. We know this sloka, I think we read this many times. Kshiram yatha dadhi vikara vishesha yogat. Right? Sri Brahma Samhita says there is milk and then there is yogurt. The milk can be converted into yogurt when you add the culture to it. But yogurt cannot become milk again. Right? So is milk great or yogurt great? Both are great only. Right? Both are equal in one sense. But they are not equal simultaneously. Right? Similarly, from the tattva standpoint, there is jiva tattva, means we are the living entities. Okay, we are also eternal. That's why it's Tattva. We are also eternal. We are also Sat. We are also Chit. We are also Ananda. But right now in a temporary phase, we are not Sat. We are experiencing Asat in the form of birthday and death day. Right? Asat. We are not completely Chit. We are not completely knowledgeful right now because we are under ignorance right now. Okay? And the expression of that ignorance also can be like, I will walk away from the temple of Lord Shiva. So we haven't experienced the Chit. Knowledge is not there. Asat, Achit, Nirananda. That's why we are always unhappy. Right now. Right, that is our current state. But in our constitutional original position, that is called Dharma, is we are Sat, Chit, Ananda. Okay? So Jiva Tattva is there. Then there is then there is the Lord himself, Vishnu Tattva. Okay? And in between is Tatastha Shakti. Actually, we are Tatastha Shakti. There is Jada Padartha, then there is Brahma Padartha, and then in between is the Tatastha Shakti. Tatastha Shakti means marginal energy. And the marginal energy has the option to choose between Jada or Brahma. Okay? So right now, marginal means we can always vote for Republicans or Democrats. We can vote for Brahma Jnana, Brahma Tattva means absolute truth, or we can vote for Jada Padartha, right? That comes in the form of so many other material enjoyments and everything. So that is why we are called Tatastha Shakti. Now within the Brahma Padartha, then there is again spiritual variegatedness, the different layers. There is variety even in spirituality. Primarily it is classified into three, obviously. One is Brahma, then Paramatma, and then Bhagavan. Brahman, Paramatma, Bhagavan. So that is the classification. Brahman means the all-encompassing energy of the Lord, which is Nirvikara, which is impersonal. Then Paramatma means the localized aspect of that energy which is present in every one of us. That is Paramatma realization. And then Bhagavan means the personality of the Godhead himself. There are three layers again. Right? Now among all these, tattvas, there is again within the spiritual realm and material realm, then there is a transitioning tattva that is called the tattva of Lord Shiva. Okay, so let's actually.
So he's neither, in simple terms, he's neither Shiva
No, correct.
or Vishnu Tattva.
Correct.
He is his
Exactly.
own Tattva. There is also one other Tattva, Shakti Tattva, Prabhu didn't mention. But
Yeah.
Shiva, Vishnu Tattva, then Shiva Tattva.
Shiva Tattva and Shakti. Shakti is energy.
No, but is that the transitionary aspect, like the transformational aspect of that, or is it like how do we fathom that one?
What do you mean?
I mean, like, is it because to aid the transition to a higher level?
No, it's not like that. It's not metaphorical or allegorical. It's just Tattva.
So okay, Prabhuji,
We'll
it's
take questions at the end.
Oh, yeah.
yeah. No, we can have that. No, it is not a progressive thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, one can be
Tattva means truth.
truth. That's it. You can realize in any way.
Okay.
It can it is simultaneously progressive also. It is simultaneously you can because in variegatedness, right? It's a different variety. For example, somebody likes mango, somebody likes banana, for example. Within the realm of fruits, you are same, but yet there is a difference. So
So the Brahman, Paramatma and Bhagavan, that is progressive. What
Yeah.
he's saying. But these tattvas are different again.
Okay.
You follow?
Okay.
Yeah. So when you say progressive,
Yeah.
in the aspect of the absolute truth, realizing the absolute truth, Bhagavatam says, Brahmeti, Paramatmeti,
Bhagavan iti
Shakyate. There are three classes of transcendental, as he's saying.
yeah, correct. But actually, if you carefully observe also that statement, there it is, again, the understanding is different. Okay, Acharyas explain that is the way this is very, very. If you purely look at the Sanskritam, it does not differentiate it differentiates the variegatedness, but does not speak about the levels, though. You understand? But again, that's where the dry thing won't help. So purely if you look at that, vadanti tattva vidas tattvam yad jnanam advayam. Brahmeti paramatmeti bhagavan eti shabdyate. That's all. It says that non-dual substance of absolute truth can be realized in these three different flavors, which is Brahma.
It's aspects.
Aspects.
It's not levels, three aspects.
Correct. So, but if you read the purport though, the purport in Srila Prabhupada explains it as levels too. Okay, so now how would you reconcile? That is why we need Prabhupada. That's why we need Acharyas. That's why we need. That is why we also need, for example, the examples of Mahajans too. For example, if you take the Mahajans, Sukadeva Goswami was Brahman realized. Okay, so there is no there is no difference. He's already Brahman realized. But yet, when he heard Srimad Bhagavatam from his father, he became a devotee.
The Kumaras also.
Kumaras is another example. The 4 Kumaras were Brahman realized. But Brahman realized means you're done, you already know the absolute truth. But yet, when they smelled the aroma of the tulsi flowers on the lotus feet of the Lord, touching their nostrils, they got agitated. Why a Brahman realized person will get that agitated? Then they fell in love in prema with Krishna. So then they became devotees. So, is that a level? No. Is that a level? Yes. Simultaneously no and yes. We think in terms of binary, 0 and 1. That's the problem.
So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's philosophy reconciles.
Yeah.
It's called Achintya Bheda Abheda Tattva.
Achintya Bheda.
Simultaneously one and different.
Correct.
Very simple.
So correct for you. So that is why it is called simultaneously. Yeah, simultaneously different yet no difference. Like I think last time we gave an example, right? You are a father, at the same time you are a son also. Again, these are crude material examples just to understand the concept. But actually speaking, we can't comprehend that state. It's very difficult. Hence, I will walk away. Hence these conflicts among us. Okay? So, let's actually read from Srila Prabhupada's lecture in Bombay. When Krishna comes in touch with Prakriti for giving birth for these varieties of forms of life, that is Shiva. Okay? That is Shiva. Shiva is non-different from Krishna. But still Shiva is not Krishna. Simultaneously is non-different, yet he is different. You understand? Like I said, there is a pradhan. When the glance of the Purusha falls on the pradhan, that glance which touches the material energy and agitates that and creates the Brahmandas, that glance is Shiva. Shambhu, Lord Shiva.
Shiva is a very complicated topic.
Correct. There are 11, we are going to get into that. Actually, we are going to go deeper into that thing now. This is called inconceivable, one and different. Inconceivable and one different. That example is given, just like milk and yogurt. So I'm going to skip all that. So therefore, you cannot keep Lord Shiva. So these demigods, we are also the same principle, the living entities. Brahma is also the category of living entities. And Lord Shiva is between the living entities and Supreme Lord. In between. Therefore, you cannot keep Lord Shiva as a living entity category. Neither Vishnu category. He is a via media. The Supreme Personality of Godhead does not come directly in touch with Prakriti, but in the form of he touches this Prakriti, that form is called Lord Shiva. So it is Krishna who is touching the material nature is Lord Shiva. That's all. So Lord Shiva is as good as same as Krishna, but not yet also.
The Brahma Samhita words also say that.
Correct.
Shambhu is there.
Yes. Correct. Yash shambhutam sambhutam api tatha samupeta karyat go.
Samupeti Karyatma, as Prabhu is saying,
Yeah.
that Krishna uses him in his service like that.
Correct. So that is that. Okay. So one should not, and again, of course, in Bhagavad Gita himself, Krishna says, Rudranam Sankarascha-asmi. Right? Among the Rudras, I am the Shankara. Right? Of all the Rudras, I am Lord Shiva. Of the Yakshas and Rakshasas, I am the Lord of Wealth Kuvera. Like that, he gives all different explanations. So Krishna himself says, among the Rudras, I am Shankara. There are 11 Rudras, of whom Shankara, the Lord Shiva, is the predominant. He is the incarnation of Supreme Lord in charge of the modes of ignorance in the universe. So even though he is in charge of Tamoguna, one should not mistake him to be under Tamoguna. Very, very important. Okay. So Bhagavatam also explains Lord Shiva as Vaishnavanam Yatha Shambhu. He is the topmost Vaishnava. Vaishnava means what? Pure devotees of the Lord, Mahajans. So in many places in Srimad Bhagavatam it is clearly given that Lord Shiva is none other than the most confidential servitor of Lord Krishna. In fact, he himself says. Okay. So Lord Shiva, walking away from temple of Lord Shiva, these are all very, very immature acts. So if you are going on a street, let us say there is a temple of Lord Shiva. As a devotee of Krishna, what would you do? You'll go into the temple. You'll go into the temple and you will offer your obeisances. Because amanina manadena, even an ant has to be respected. Now what to speak of Mahajan? The greatest of the great. Among all the Vaishnavas, he is the topmost Vaishnava. So one has to actually respect, one has to worship Lord Shiva. Because Krishna also says, the greatest of my devotee is not my direct devotee. A devotee of my devotee of the devotee of the devotee, he is my real devotee. Right? There is a scriptural inference to that too, reference to that. So one should not think that, okay, many times, of course, in the past, because of the immaturity, even I myself too, may have, when you have to elevate somebody, you don't have to put somebody else down. So we may get into that phase and then say things like that, but actually it is a very, very aparadha, which is a Vaishnava aparadha. For example, Srila Prabhupada is a great devotee of the Lord. We never when we don't compare, first of all, nor we put Srila Prabhupada's mercy anything down. In fact, we only magnify, because actually the Krishna's mercy is directly experienced by the Acharyas only. Right? We haven't directly seen Krishna, but we have heard about Krishna through these Acharyas who have seen Krishna. Hence we actually magnify, and we actually, in fact, from that standpoint, they are greater. In fact, actually Krishna always says, my devotees are far better than, in the sense, he is willing to, see, one of the qualities of Bhagavan is what? Shannam Bhagamiti Ingana. 6 qualities. One of the qualities is renunciation, completely detached. So, Krishna is completely detached to the fact that he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And that is why gopis is getting defeated by the gopis, is getting defeated by Madhumangal and all these people, right? Why? He is not attached to the idea that he is supreme. When he is attached to the idea, of course, when he not attached, but when he expresses the idea that he is supreme, then he is Vishnu. When he showcases his energy as that he is extremely very angry, he is Narasimhadev. He is the same. So there he shows. But as Krishna, he doesn't like to be. So that is why it is called. So in different expansions of Vishnu forms also, he is showing his multiple guna. Again, the word guna should be, in Sanskritam, can be understood as both attribute, material attribute or spiritual attribute. So one has to. Nirguna means actually guna only, but not material element. Yeah, exactly. So we need to understand it in the right context, otherwise we mistake. So anyway, Lord Shiva is Mahajan. Mahajano yenagata sapantha. And he is Ashutosh. He is easily pleased. And if we want really true, for example, let us say, Prabhuji, you are an architect, solutions architect, or you are a chief architect, for example.
No, I'm a developer.
Okay, let's say he is a developer. Now I will call Prabhuji, Prabhuji, you are a CEO. Will you accept? So I always say, oh, you are a CEO, Prabhuji, you are a CEO. Arre Baba, I am not CEO, I am just an architect or I am a developer, like that. No, you are a CEO. Then you will get irritated, right? At some point. Because if somebody tells me, hey Prabhuji, for example, somebody comes and tells, oh, you are very slim. I know I am not slim. One day I'll say, okay, thank you. Oh, you have become so slim. So when I know that my scale is going up, and if everybody comes and tells, will I accept it, or eventually I'll get irked, right? So similarly, sometimes, yeah, Prabhuji? Yeah, please. Yeah, so Similarly, if you go, sometimes because of not having proper understanding, all these act, right? You go and say, Lord Shiva, you are the Parameshwara. You are the supreme controller. You are Bhagavan. That is actually is not pleasing to him himself. So you have to understand his heart. You have to understand his heart. Every time when you see Lord Shiva, he is always meditating. Why is there a need for him to be meditating? Even if he has to, why he has to meditate? On whom he is meditating, right? So that thing is revealed in Srimad Bhagavatam. In so Prachina Barhi, there is a king. His children are called Prachetas. So there is a Rudra Gita. There is a, so in that he speaks. So by fortunate thing, these Prachetas, they, even though they were originally created by his father to expand the kingdom, they chose to become saintly personalities, and they relinquish everything and they go into the jungles, and by their good fortune they happen to meet Lord Shiva directly. And it is said, actually, even Sukadeva Goswami, this is actually conversation with Maitreya Rishi. So Maitreya Rishi says, it is extremely difficult to directly have a direct audience with Lord Shiva. Nobody can meet, but they were so fortunate that they met him. And Lord Shiva says, I met you all because I know that you are seeking the real truth. And he says, many people actually come to me for material benefits. But you are coming for this, the absolute truth. You are a seeker. Hence, today I will reveal my heart to you. And there he glorifies Lord Krishna. And he says how he meditates. And at the end he also says, it's very long, so today we don't have time to read all that. But I will request you all to kindly read it from Srimad Bhagavatam. So at the end he says, whoever reads this every day, they will get unalloyed devotional service to the lotus feet of Krishna. He says that. Rudra Gita. So it's a very, very famous thing. Famous in the sense very, very important. Not I meant famous. Not many know actually. So it's a very important prayers one should recite. So so that's that, right? So
Lord Shiva, while you're pausing, Lord
yes,
Shiva
Prabhu.
appears in 3 places in Bhagavatam. Mainly,
Correct.
the 4th canto, Sati and Prajapati Taksha, and that pastime. So you can study if you want. But this is how we glorify Lord Shiva.
Correct.
Bhagavatam, Vaishnavas, this is how we glorify. Yeah, you can. Many people were asking, hey, should I observe some vrata today? I said, Srila Prabhupada has not recommended anything like that. But we glorify Lord Shiva by studying about him. So 4th canto is there. Then of course, then the Samudra Manthan Leela, where he drinking the poison. Then Prabhu has mentioned Rudra Gita. Then one other place also, as he is saying, so
Vritrasura also,
Lord
correct.
Shiva is actually, his spiritual master is Sankarshana. So Chitraketu Maharaj and Lord Shiva, they are kind of god brothers. And that's why Chitraketu, he sort of puts fun at Lord Shiva. So many guys as god brothers, we joke sometimes.
Correct, yeah.
So that's another place where Chitraketu and Sankarshana and Lord Shiva and all that.
Did you also mention this one, Daksha Yajna?
Yeah.
You also mentioned
Both
that.
kinds.
That's also. There also we can see the greatness of Lord Shiva. And then the Mohini Murti, yeah, he covered probably. So these are very, very beautiful pastimes. Right? I'll read this one from Srila Prabhupada again. This is a purport. There are 11 expansions of Rudra or Lord Shiva. They are as follows. Ajaikapat, Ahibhadrana, Virupaksha, Raivata, Hara, Bahurupa, Devashrestha, Trayambaka, Savitra, Jayanta, Pinaki, and Aparajita. Besides, these are all 11 Rudras.
Then these 11 residences, 11 wives.
11 wives, correct.
3rd canto Bhagavatam.
Correct. Besides these expansions, there are 8 forms, 4th canto, right?
3rd canto. Well, this is where this Rudra has just come
Ah.
from Brahma. So then
Okay,
that
there
section,
it
because
is.
I gave a class
Yeah.
recently. In that section, Prabhupada writes there are 11 Rudras and they were given 11 residences,
Yeah.
11 wives, like that.
Yeah, so what I'm okay. So what I encountered is from Chaitanya Charitamrita. But again, see, Prabhuji, same thing is there here also. Yeah. Besides this expansion, there are 8 forms of Rudra called earth, water, fire, air, sky, the sun, the moon, and the Somayaji. Generally, all these Rudras have 5 faces, 3 eyes, and 10 arms. Sometimes it is found that Rudra is compared to Brahma and considered a living entity. But when Rudra is explained to be a partial expansion of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is compared to Shesha. Yeah. So sometimes that's why you cannot completely. Brahma is Jiva Tattva actually. Brahmadev is Jiva Tattva, is the topmost living entity. Among the Jivas, he is the topmost. Okay. So at the most, if we achieve our perfection among the Jiva realm, we become Brahmaji. That's all. Not that's all. It's actually very important. Please, I bit my tongue again there. Okay. Brahmaji's position is not easy, but a devotee of the Lord, a pure devotee of the Lord, the position is even far beyond Brahmaji. So, Lord Shiva is therefore simultaneously an expansion of Lord Vishnu and in capacity of annihilating the creation, one of the living entities also. So, as an expansion of Lord Vishnu, he is called Hara, and he is transcendental material qualities. But when he is in touch with the Tamoguna, he appears contaminated. He appears contaminated by the material modes of nature. But this is explained in Srimad Bhagavatam and the Brahma Samhita. In Srimad Bhagavatam 10th canto, it is stated that Lord Rudra is always associated with the material nature when she is in the neutral, unmanifested stage. But when the modes of material nature are agitated, he associates with the material nature from a distance. In Brahma Samhita, in relationship with Vishnu and the Lord Shiva, is compared to that being milk and yogurt. So basically, Bhavani is material nature, Durga Devi, and he is the Bhava. Bhavani means the wife of Bhava. Bhava means he is one who is in touch with the material nature. But he is Shiva, means he is the most auspicious. Just because he is associating with the material nature doesn't mean that he comes under that control. Now, in the pastimes of Mohini Rupa, it is the Leela of the Lord and his most confidential servitor, Lord Shiva. Okay. So there are some conflicting pastimes, but there again we need the help of Acharyas. So Srila Prabhupada clearly explains. It is Lord Shiva and Lord Krishna, Vishnu doing that Leela together. Okay, because he gets bewildered by the beauty of Mohini Rupa. Right? And from that standpoint, he, releases the semen. So that doesn't mean, just imagine Lord Shiva doing that, right? So, but that should not be taken as a correct. He is attracted to the Vishnu only, Yeah. So it's very difficult to put, one has to very carefully understand this through the purpose of the acharyas. Otherwise, one will think otherwise. So one should not make a mistake. In fact, there's another story of Lord Shiva and Krishna fought with each other. Anybody knows that story? Yes.
1,000-hand person, he assists.
No, that is the Banasura.
This is Banasura story only. So in Banasura story, so basically, long story short,
He's a father-in-law.
Banasura is a grandson of Prahlad Maharaj grandson ante manavadu of Bali Maharaj. Bali Maharaj is of course grandson of Prahlad Maharaj, right? We all know that. So Banasura is the son of Bali Maharaj. And Banasura was a great devotee of Lord Shiva.
He was a father-in-law of Duryodhana also.
No.
Or Krishna's son or something.
No, that's a different process.
That's a different
Yeah. So Banasura, what he did is, he ఆ స్టోరీ చెప్తలేను. సో Banasura, what he did is, he is a great devotee of Lord Shiva. So he got a boon from Lord Shiva that he has unlimited hands and he can actually defeat anybody. Okay? Huh? Yeah. So he got this boon. Now he is extremely very strong. So anybody who comes in front of him runs away. Oh, looking at Banasura. So he got bored. I have this so much power, but I can't use it because I am not getting the fun of using it. You have, for example, if you have a Lamborghini, the fun is only when you drive it with all the people around. If you are given, okay, you can drive this Lamborghini only in Arizona desert, but nobody will be there. What is the use? You will drive, but you can't show off because there is nobody there, right? So fun of showing only comes when, yeah, exactly. So Banasura said, "Arey, I am getting bored, Baba. What is this use of everybody is running away? I want a fight. I want to fight." And he has become very more arrogant. Sometimes he get, I'm very arrogant. I'm the most genius person on the planet, right? Like that we think. Especially youngsters, they tend to think. Teenagers, we all know that. Right? Those who have been through teenage. I can crack anything. All like that they will come. But the time will again, put everybody in their place. Yeah. So this Banasura, everybody. Then Krishna, Vishnu says, Lord Shiva says, "Arey, you're crack or what? You're becoming very arrogant. Then you will get a person one day from where you will get nice halwa. Where then he was so, so look at this. The mentality of this Banasura is because he has become so proud, he is looking to be defeated now. Right? And if he gets defeated, he is looking to get defeated. And Lord Shiva also then says, Tadhastu. He will get that. So what happens, long story short, Banasura's daughter is there. Her name is Usha. And this Usha, basically, long story short, she one day suddenly dreams of a great, beautiful personality. And then she wakes up and then she wants to associate with that person. And of course, her maid servant, yeah, so she is a yogini, so she finds out who that person is, and that person happens to be, and they have never met him. That person happens to be Aniruddha, who is the grandson of Krishna. Okay?
She paints different persons.
Yeah, correct. So she paints everybody. She paints even Lord Shiva, she paints everybody. She will say, no, this is not. Finally, she says, Aniruddha. And Aniruddha is a very, very beautiful, again, he is an expansion of Krishna himself. So he retains a lot of those very, very similar attractive features. Very, very beautiful, handsome.
Kamadeva is an expansion of Aniruddha.
Aniruddha's father, probably. Aniruddha is Pradyumna.
Yeah, but I'm saying Kamadeva is an expansion of Aniruddha.
No, Pradyumna is the expansion of Kamadeva. Yeah, and then from him comes Aniruddha. Yeah, Pradyumna is an expansion of Cupid. So from father, again, he has become very, very handsome person, right? So, so long story short, finally she will, with her yogic powers, brings Aniruddha to Usha, to the palace. And suddenly there in Dwaraka, suddenly Aniruddha disappeared. And they are all thinking where he has gone. And here Aniruddha was brought in, and again by the Leela of the Lord, Aniruddha forgets about a home and now happily is enjoying with Usha for many days. But the father, Banasura, doesn't know this is happening. And if you are thinking this is a Bollywood movie, these Bollywood movies are all coming from there. This is the original source. Right?
That teenagers' years have gone up like.
Yeah.
I don't know if anybody watches Devoka but in the Mahadev series they depict this very nicely.
Same thing, eh?
Very nicely.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I read it from Bhagavatam, of course. But yeah.
I read in Bhagavatam, but it's very beautifully portrayed in
In the video, of course. These kind of masalas they will portray. when it comes to relinquishing, those things they don't portray well. This is where the maximum commercial aspect will come, right? Even in Annamaya movie, there is a Annamacharya movie, then there is a duet song with two heroines. Okay. Huh? What is this? So, so those things they will highlight. There will be a special song. So all these things will be there. That I am not surprised. If they are beautifully depicted, I am not at all surprised. So anyway, fast forward the story. What happens is, he gets to know, the dad gets to know Banasur, and he gets angry. And he comes and gets to know who this Anuruddha is. Then they find out that he is, and they attack Dwarka. Obviously, then Krishna steps in. And when Krishna steps in, there is a huge fight. Because now, Banasura is the devotee of Lord Shiva. Okay? So, this is like this, how you call, this Bhaktariksha fighting with that Bhaktariksha. And then eventually Bhaktariksha member will pull his Bhaktariksha leader. And this Bhaktariksha leader come. Then they will both fight. Then they will say, no, I am great. I am this many years senior. What is seniority? Huh? If somebody says, oh, he is 47 years old. Baba, he is 47 years, he is practicing Krishna consciousness, very senior. Actually, one should think, I am 20 years means, even for the last 25 plus years I am practicing Krishna, still I didn't see Krishna. How miserable I am. Prahlad Maharaj got in only 5 years. Right? So seniority in this, we are thinking it is as if it's a corporate ladder. Seniority means how fast have I realized Krishna. That matters, Baba. Not, how many years I am struggling. Of course I am struggling for millions of years. But that is nothing to take, greatly talk about. First thing they'll ask is, oh, who is your Guru Maharaj? When did you come into Krishna consciousness? Because they want to, then based on that I'll grade you. As an introduction, that is what they want to ask. Right? So anyway, I don't know why I went there sometimes. So,
Shiva and
yeah. So they Banasura dragged Lord Shiva into the field. And then there is a huge fight between Krishna and Lord Shiva himself. Yeah. But Ramanjana Yuddham is a kalpitam. It's a creation. Huh? Ramanjana Yuddham is no, Prabhuji. It is kalpita. The same thing as I don't know about Krishna Arjuna. This thing also. Gayopakyanam also is kalpita. That is also not there. Ram and Hanuman, I don't know. As far as I know, Ramanjana Yuddham is purely a creation, fiction. Gayopakyanam also is fiction. Right?
Bhakti Siddhanta uses the terms mental factory.
Krishna Arjuna Yuddham, I don't know, Mataji. I do not know. That's why I am not able to comment. But even Gayopakyanam, the Gaya spitting in the hand of Krishna, all that is nonsense. Right? These are all movie creations. They are not real. It's not in Shastra. Nowhere it is there. So that's why we these movies. Danavira Shura Karna. What is Danavira Shura? Oh, NTR, huge. How many roles? 6 or 7 roles? 4 roles. He is Krishna. He is Duryodhana. He is Arjuna. He is Karna. And amazing acting. You unbeatable, you will believe, everybody, because everything else, the shlokas, everything is amazing, rich, very linguistically very rich, huge. You will fall in place. But what is the purpose? Dana Veera Shura Karna. Karna is Dana Veera Shura or Karna. But actually, the Karna is one of the Dushta Chatushtaya. We'll one day discuss about the personality of Karna. How properly has to be understood. Okay, because we put material logic, then we think that Karna is great.
This Bollywood all.
It's all Bollywood, Tollywood, all these woods, created wooden things. Yeah. So Lord Shiva and Krishna fights again. Going into the details, what happens is, finally Lord Shiva is getting defeated and gets tired. So he creates Shiva Jvara. The personification of Shiva Jvara comes. And at the time of annihilation, that energy is used. Only then it is used. It is the, forget about these Brahmastras and all these astras. It is a zillion times powerful than any of this. Because at the time of annihilation, pralaya itself, that energy is used. So Lord Shiva releases that. Huh? And it comes towards Krishna. And Krishna releases Narayana Jwara. Then. And finally, Narayana Jwara is zillion times more powerful than Shiva Jwara. And these two Jwaras, actually, there is an interesting conversation also. Finally, Shiva Jwara goes and pleads the Krishna, falls at his place. And then says, I'm helpless. Okay? And then finally it subsides. And then Lord Shiva goes and actually pleads Krishna, saying that I'm sorry, like that. But then actually Lord Krishna says, no, you know what you're doing. It is all, Actually, and he says, as a part of his prayers, Lord Shiva prayers. That's also another prayers where Lord Shiva is directly offering his prayers to Krishna. So in that prayers, Krishna says, finally, my devotee, Banasura is there, please excuse me. Then Krishna says, a beautiful thing. He says, he's already excused. This is just a leela. He being given mercy by you, himself, is excused. Right? And second thing is, his great-grandfathers, Prahlad Maharaj and Bali Maharaj, themselves, I already gave word to Bali Maharaj that Prahlad Maharaj, that 21 generations plus and down, they are all delivered. So he's already taken care. Now why am I killing all these other, so he killed so many Akshohinis of armies also. Because that is to decrease the burden on the earth, but I will not touch Banasura.
Because he gives a benediction.
Yeah.
He will not kill anyone.
Yeah, I will not kill anybody. He gives the benediction. So Vishnu, Krishna says that. So it is all Leela. And Sukadev, it is very important now to understand. Srila Sukha Maharshi says very clearly here that understanding and reading this Leela and understanding the right perspective is the greatest, what do you call? Offering, not offering, I'm running short of that word. It's the greatest reverence that one can pay to Lord Shiva. So one should not think that, okay, Lord Shiva got defeated and all. It is a Leela. And at the same time, it is to show that Lord Shiva's inner heart, that the Supreme Lord Shri Krishna is there. That's another instance where Lord Shiva is directly praising Krishna. Pracheta's conversation. In Daksha Yajna, all these beautiful pastimes, we can actually see the glorification of Lord Shiva. So the best way to glorify Lord Shiva is to simply recite his prayers. You understand? We have to recite his prayers. If we also give this example, simple example. There is a person A and person B. Person A is saying, Jai Veer Hanuman, Jai Veer Hanuman, Jai Veer Hanuman, like that. Person B is saying, Jai Shri Ram, Jai Shri Ram, Jai Shri Ram. Now, Hanumanji, when he heard these two, A and B, whom he is more pleased with?
Jai Shri Ram.
Why?
Because that's his Aradhya.
His master.
To please him, only Jai Shri Ram.
Correct.
Jai Hanuman.
So, real pleasing is by chanting Jai Shri Ram. Then he is pleased. So, similarly, if you understand the heart of Lord Shiva, we offer obeisances. We praise Lord Shiva to please Krishna. And we pray Krishna to please Lord Shiva. You understand? So, one has to offer obeisances to Lord Shiva to please Krishna. Everybody is understanding that? Yes. So, approach Lord Shiva, do all the pujas, do all the yajnas to please Krishna. Hridaya Shiva. So there is there. So that's another important. Because in the father's heart there is son. In the son's heart there is father. Right? So, but father is father, son is son. Yeah? So we have to understand in the right perspective. So with that, when we approach Lord Shiva, actually he is Ashutosh, he is easily pleased. And if he is so easily pleased, instead of asking for green card and all these things, why can't we just ask for Krishna Bhakti? We can easily actually accelerate our path to unalloyed Krishna Bhakti, pure devotional service. We can accelerate our path. Yeah. So, and that's why we need to understand it from the Shastra, from the Acharyas. More importantly, because we can't even understand Shastra too. That's why we need Acharyas. Their guidance, Mahajano Yanagatasapanta. Otherwise, Tarka, dry argument will happen. Because in Shiva Purana also there will be something. Where Lord Shiva is actually defeating Vishnu also. That will be there. That is there. Actually. But is that right or wrong? That also happened. That's also Leela that happened in a different loka. This also happened. Now how do you reconcile? All these things. If you are a Lord Shiva devotee, you are Lord Shiva devotee. You are constitutionally Lord Shiva devotee. Now you don't have to change your nature. Like for example, Hanuman, in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Hanumanji, Murari Gupta was instructed by Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to become Krishna devotee, but Murari Gupta constitutionally is a Rama Bhakta. He can never change. Right? So, that is his journey and his understanding of the absolute truth. There is nothing right. It is not about right or wrong. It is not about this thing or that thing. It is your perspective. Vadanti tattva vidas tattvam yajnanam advayam. Brahmeti paramatmeti bhagavan. Now again, my understanding should not be again get into the realm of speculation. Sentiment and emotion. It should be understood in reality, in truth. Right? So the best way to approach Lord Shiva is simply please him by praising his master. So that is the best way. So
Can I add a few?
yeah, please, bro. Yeah, actually, please tell.
Lord Shiva.
Yes.
Just to add one of the significant piece. So there are 4 Vaishnava Sampradayas.
Correct.
One of them is Rudra Sampradaya. So he's a preceptor of, as he's saying, he's a preceptor of Krishna Bhakti. So he's preaching Krishna Bhakti. So as Prabhu already mentioned, Vaishnava Yatha Shambhu, but it doesn't just end there. He is actually the preceptor, the original preceptor of a Sampradaya. Sri Sampradaya, Lakshmi Devi, Brahma Sampradaya is our Sampradaya, Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Sampradaya, and the 4 Kumaras. These 4 are Vaishnava Sampradayas. So he is actually the founder Acharya of a Vaishnava Sampradaya. As Prabhu is just to understate what he is saying, that his goal is actually Vishnu Bhakti and that's what he wants to give. That's one aspect. Just keep it simple. Second is, as Prabhu also mentioned, Lord Shiva, he is Ashutosh. Ashutosh means easily pleased, easily angered. But Lord Shiva has 2 kinds of mercy that he wants to give. One is called, anyway, pay attention. One is called Nishkapata Kripa. And the other is called Kapata Kripa. Not that Lord Shiva is Kapata, but mostly people that approach Lord Shiva, he's Ashutosh, so they come with some material idea. I want this, I want that. And the real thing that Lord Shiva wants to give them is actually Krishna Bhakti. But if somebody comes to him with these ideas, he said, take it, get out of here, leave me alone, let me just chant the holy name. So he got the mercy of Lord Shiva, but not the real mercy that he wants to give. So that's why Prabhupada is explaining. So all these so-called Shaivites, due respect, they don't understand the essence of Lord Shiva. Many of them, they don't understand the essence of Lord Shiva. That's the second part. And then to just underscore what you said, Ashutosh, there is one beautiful, if you go to Vrindavan, right near Nandagram, at at the foothills of Nandagram, there is a small one called Ashesha Van. And there is a temple of Lord Shiva. It's a beautiful pastime. So one time, what happened is, and as he's saying, so one time in Vrindavan, Mother Yashoda is there, Nandagram is right there upstairs nearby. So Lala is very small, Nandana is very small. And so one day, Lord Shiva, he comes actually, because he's the greatest of devotees, he comes to take darshan of Nandana. And of course, Lord Shiva is in his, usual attire, jat and ashes all over his body and snake hanging on from his neck and all that. And he comes and he knocks on the door. And of course, Mother Yashoda sees him, she gets scared. She sort of shows him away. So they are in another rasa, Braja rasa. So they don't even see Krishna as God. So Lord Shiva, she thinks some Baba is some crazy fellow, so she sends him away. And immediately Lord Krishna Nandana, he starts crying. And so of course all the gopis, they are trying to figure out kya hua. And they think maybe us jo aaya tha wo uski buri nazar usko lag gayi like that. So then they say no, just call him. So they call him back. And they, so somebody tells Mother Yashoda that he is Lord Shiva. And then of course, then Mother Yashoda, she gives him some, chapatis, Ling Bhakti Chaitanya language. And then he's about to go away. But then Lord Shiva, what he says is, and as soon as he goes away, then Krishna starts crying again. So then Yashoda asks him, can you please stay here? So that's when this Asheshavan, there's a nice temple there. He says, I'll stay here in Asheshavan in Vrindavan, but on one condition. That I should get the first Charanamrita. Every day you will give Nandana a bath. That Charanamrita I should get. And then every day when you offer him prasadam, Radharani cooks for Krishna, when you offer him the prasadam, bhoga, the first remnants, if I get, I'll stay here in Vrindavan. So there's a nice temple if you go, Asheshavan, Ashutosh. And another aspect, there are many functions, as he's saying, the Lord Shiva performed many functions. One is this preceptor of the parampara. Then, as Prabhu mentioned, this Shambhu, Pradhan, that agitates the material nature, that agitates Pradhan. Another function that Lord Shiva also performs is, just escaped. Krishna. Yes, thank you. Yeah, so one other aspect is, whenever you go to a holy dham, especially you go to Vrindavan, Mayapur, for us, Vrindavan, Mayapur, Jagannath Puri, these three, just give examples of these three dhams. So all these three dham yatras, they begin with the first visit to the Kshetrapal Shiva is called. So all these dhams are being guarded by Lord Shiva. So as Prabhu is mentioning, as Krishna is saying, one cannot approach Krishna directly. So similarly, one cannot enter the dham just by buying a ticket and flying to Vrindavan. We are not in Vrindavan. So Lord Shiva, he's the revealer of the dham. So the Bhaktivinoda Thakur explains that on the dham, like there's a river, there is a lake. On the lake, if there is an oil spill, then you don't see the water. You only see the oil. So similarly, the dham, if you try to see the dham with your eyes, firstly, you can't see the dham. The way to see the dham is through the ears. So you go to the holy dham and hear the katha. That's why you go. Otherwise, it's just sort of sightseeing. Take pictures, come back, put it on Google. No transformation. So the holy dham, typically Vaishnavas are residing. So you go to the holy dham and you hear katha there. But then to even enter into the dham, one needs the blessings of the Lord Shiva, who is the Kshetrapal Shiva. So he keeps people who are materially motivated. Yeah, they will come to Vrindavan and they will go back. Nothing will happen. But to enter into the dham, they will need the blessings of Lord Shiva. So before we begin any parikrama, we first go to Lord Shiva's temple. So Jagannath Puri Yatra actually begins at Bhubaneswar. Like that. So Kshetrapal Shiva. And then as Prabhu also mentioned, Gopishwar Mahadev is another esoteric pastime, Lord Shiva, he wanted to enter into the pastimes of Rasalila. And he said, hey, you can't, with this, you cannot enter into Rasalila. So, but then, some devotees say, okay, no, we have a problem, we have a solution. We'll dip you into a kund, and then when you come out of the kund, you will be as a gopi. So he comes out as a gopi, but then Lord Shiva says, what? And Lord Krishna tricks him again. Oh, you are a very strong gopi. So can you just guard the circle? So he never gets in, but he's guarding the circle. So Gopishwar Mahadev. So in Vrindavan again, there is a main temple Gopishwar Mahadev. So during the day, it is a Shivaling, and in the night, they dress him as a Gopishwar Mahadev. So these 2-3 other functions of Lord Shiva. So this is how we glorify Lord Shiva. So it's based on tattva and devotion, not just sentiment and things like that. Hare Krishna.
One thing, right? So beautiful is, there is so we don't have to invent anything. To please, Lord Shiva, there is a, Sri Rupa Goswami, I think he gave this. Please repeat after me. Vrindavana Pate Jaya Soma Soma. Vrindavana Pate Jaya Soma Soma. Maule Sanandanandana Sanatana Naradedhya. Maule Sanandanandana Sanatana Naradedhya. Gopishwara Vraja Vilasi Yugangri Padme. Gopishwara Vraja Vilasi Yugangri Padme. Pritim Prayacha Nataram Nirupadhikam Me. So what it means is, Vrindavanavani Pate, you are the protector of Vrindavan, Gopeshwar Mahadev, Prabhupada said. So that's why I pulled this from Padyavala. Jaya Soma Soma, all glories to you. Soma means you are the husband of Parvati Devi. Soma Maule means you also have Chandra, on your thing. You are so beautiful.
Chandramauli.
Correct. Chandramauli. Right? Sanandana Sanatana Naradedhya. You are worshipped by Sanaka Sanatana. All these Kumaras. You are worshipped by Narada Muni. See, if you knew that Narada Muni glorifies Lord Shiva, you would never walk away from Lord Shiva temple, like my friend was doing. Right? So Sanatana Naradedhya. Right? Then Gopeshwara. You are Gopeshwar Mahadev. Vraja Vilasi, who is having beautiful pastimes in Vraja.
Radharani.
Who are the Vraja Vilasis? Krishna and Radharani. Srimad Radharani. Yugangri. Angri means lotus feet. Yuga means those two. Their lotus feet. Padme. Pritim Prayachanitaram Niripadhikam. O protector of Vrindavana, all glories to you. O husband of Parvati. O you whose head is decorated with moon and who is worshipped by the sages like Sanaka, Sanandana, Sanatana, and Narada, O Gopishwara, I pray that you bestow upon me uninterrupted, unalloyed love for the lotus feet of the divine couple who enjoy the pastimes in Vraja. So that is the best we can ask, Lord Shiva. This is the highest we can ask. Right? So this is again an example set by the Goswamis. So we don't have to manufacture anything new. We simply have to follow Mahajanas. Mahajanaya Gatasapa.
Guru Sadhu Shastra. 3-point check.
So
one other editing actually. I think that the 12 Mahajans there was some confusion. Sorry, so I correct myself. So we didn't go through the list completely. The 4 Kumaras are not considered as, it was not 9 plus 3. They are just considered as 1. So we did speak the words Swayambhu, Brahma, Narada is Narada, Shambhu is Lord Shiva, Kumara means the 4 Kumaras, Kapila Muni. Then Manuhu means Swayambhuva Manu.
Oh, we missed Manu.
Yeah, we didn't count those two. Then Prahlada, Janaka, Bhishma.
Janaka and Bhishma.
Then Bali, Vayashaki, and Yamaraj.
Bali Maharaj, yeah. I have 10, yeah. 12.
So the 4 Kumaras are counted as one.
One, yeah. That's enough. Yeah. You had some question.
Question, Prabhuji, I don't know whether in Bhagavatam it is provided or not, but in the modern day stories it is being told about that when Narasimhadev Bhagwan, when he was so angry at that time, and Lakshmi Devi was not ready to
Go near him.
look at him or cool him down. Then Shiva was also not ready, and then Prahlad Maharaj did that. So there is another parallel story they say about Sharabha avatar of Lord Shiva. The Sharabha avatar, as Narasimhadev was not ready to calm down and he was doing all samhar everywhere in the world, that was it's mentioned in that story. So Bhagwan Shiva took a Sharabha avatar. The Sharabha avatar is a bigger lion with the wings or something, and the Sharabha avatar defeated Narasimha Bhagwan, and he did that, something like that. Is that somewhere?
I've not heard.
I don't know. I've never heard.
You never heard of Sharabha avatar?
No, can't comment. I've not heard.
Yeah. So
Mere Nara, Sharabhavatar.
no, right? So that is if you find in many stories they
Some
talk.
Chopra creation?
No, no, no. This is before. Shiva. Sharabha avatar. Sharabha avatar. So you can find out about that. Okay? That is one. Second thing is about Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Maharaj.
But anyway, on that topic, anyway, because we're all Bhakti Siddhanta has written. He said, anyway, there is a beautiful article. He said, before I read the book, I read the author. I proofread the author. Who is the author? So yeah, from India we are sentimentalists, and we will, in order to not offend anyone, we will agree to everything and everyone. But that we should not do that. So this Shabda Pramana is the best, but on one qualification, that the Shabda has to be from a bona fide source. Otherwise, Shabda can be anything. So when we talk about Shabda Pramana being the topmost, because if it has to be in Parampara, otherwise it is as useless as the Pratyaksha or Anumana. You can just speculate, anybody can say. So anyway, we should be careful, especially in this YouTube age, so many things, and people will just sort of forward and this and that. So we should be careful where we hear from.
Yeah. So for the first time we are actually streaming this to YouTube.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So yeah, like Prabhu said, don't cut and paste and then out of context and then it creates more chaos.
There is another question, Prabhu.
Yes,
Now Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Maharaj birthday, or Bhakti Vinod Thakur Maharaj's birthday, or Nityananda Trayadashi, and all this. So all these days we do fasting.
Yeah.
Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Maharaj's birthday also.
Yeah.
And Prabhupada's birthday also, and this. Why it is not said that on Mahashivratri we should do fasting? Because Vaishnavana, it's a much more effulgent Vaishnava than Prabhupada, than Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, than even bringing together. Shiva is like their inspiration, right? Everyone's inspiration is Shiva there.
Correct.
Why on his birthday it is not being?
Oh, okay.
That is one thing.
Fasting is not there. Huh?
Why?
I mean, according to the Vaishnava calendar, it is not.
Oh, I see.
So that is one question. Second question is on the same side. Because these are, I'm playing a devil's advocate.
No.
So another thing is,
Well, it's not a devil's advocate, it's your question also.
my question also, yeah, absolutely.
Let's not put on.
No, both.
Let's not put on some other devil.
Yeah, like he's asking that question, but it's not my question.
Because the Sharabha Avatar, no, I know it's not, but people ask. So that was
That
not
was
my
somebody
question,
else.
This is my question.
This is your question, okay.
And another question is, in the altar. In the altar.
In the altar. We don't put Lord Shiva.
Don't put Shiva. Okay. remove Shiva, remove this, remove everything, only Krishna, well, that's okay. And then why Prabhupada there? Prabhupada never said like put me in there, no?
Yeah.
Then how the devotees made that, because Prabhupada will never say like put me there in the altar, right?
Correct.
So in the altar, keeping Prabhupada deity, but removing his father.
No, I think
Shiva.
I don't think we should
Shiva.
I have some things to say, but
Yeah,
we
sure.
should.
And also Ganesha, I have never seen, like, we don't do anything without Ganesha, right? Like,
Yeah.
never cut.
Yeah.
Like, why don't we see that?
Yeah. You want to address first?
You go first, I'll go
Okay.
second.
So, yeah, very interesting, very nice question. Yeah, I think we have dealt with this many times actually. So, the first question was, I am myself foolish. I forgot what you said. First one was about
Shiva's fasting.
fasting. Who is stopping you first of all? It is your journey.
No one is.
Yeah.
I did it.
So
I did
why?
Nirjala.
Yeah. So you can do Nirjala.
We did.
It need not be come across as an organizational mandate, right?
Oh, it will not. It will never.
So the question itself is gone. Why they are not doing? Why does it matter? It is your journey.
No, I'll come there. I did it.
Yeah.
I did Nirjala.
No, but anyway, I'll answer from the organizational perspective also.
So
but you go ahead.
correct. So the
Because we are not skirting the issue.
no, yeah, correct.
Then
Exactly. So there are two. One side is nobody is stopping you,
Yeah.
right? And whatever general tendency is, it's not the complete answer. This is one side of this. Okay, one perspective is nobody is stopping you to become. Right? For example, my wife, she did not eat anything, and she actually didn't want to sleep also, but now she's sleeping. Yeah, that's just a joke.
Uttishtha. Jagrata.
So anyway, so nobody is stopping Prabhuji. And generally what I believe, I want to see everybody else accept it also. That tendency is making this one thing. Why organization said or not was different. Okay, that we'll get to that also. Now the second thing is, now let's come to the organization part. In the organization part, there are two things. You are focusing. When you go to a specific advanced study in university, let's say you go to PhD, then you cannot say, okay, I am doing PhD, why chemistry is not included? Why, so if you are doing neuroscience, why that is not included? Why strength of materials is not again included? Because among all the mechanical subjects, I like strength of materials. We cannot say, now it is more focused. So in that standpoint, the organizational execution is always different. Okay, the organizational execution is, there are again, like I said, it's the guidelines. Okay, so if somebody is judging you based on if you have had an altar, first of all, the altar removing all these things was done in the past. But if you see the same leaders who have asked to do that are coming with a different perspective, and everybody is in their maturity, right? So if a guidance has come like that, it is also our way of executioning how much we have surrendered to a specific focused path. Why they say only now, as you move forward, as you go more advanced, then it is only Radhakara Chinji also. It can come to that level. So for example, Acharyas, they have their own deity for them, that is life. Right? They are, I have seen a very, very advanced devotee, sannyasi saying on Ram Navami, I don't know who Lord Ramchandra is. He said. Means what? Does he know? He is reading, he knows everything, he has done. What he means is now he is focused on, his guru has given him Krishna mantra, a specific upadesha, so he is focused on that. So that sometimes comes across like that.
It's not fanaticism, it's exclusiveness.
Yeah.
It's like when Dronacharya asked Arjuna, what do you see? He says, I only see the bird's eye. Fish's eye, yeah.
Correct. And that's why Tasmad Ekena Manasa Bhagavan Satvatam. So eventually we have to come to the statement of Tasmad Ekena Manasa. Now you have to, what single pointed focusedness. One has to approach Bhagavan Satvatam, who is the protector of the devotees, Krishna. So that is ultimate goal. So from that standpoint, there are many other organizations where they are giving all other things. But there has to be an exclusive organization that is exclusively focused. Why? Many people came and asked Sri Prabhupada, why did you name this as not as God consciousness?
Exactly. Somebody said God consciousness. Krishna gave. Rosini, Krishna comes.
So there has to be, that also has to be addressed. No? The pure devotion service in the flavor of Krishna Tattva also has to be given.
Raja.
Vraja Bhakti. Otherwise there are so many zillion. How many organizations are there that is giving this?
Correct.
Very few. So that also has to be catered. That's why I said in the beginning itself, all shlokas for all folks. In general, yes, you are right. Everything is addressed. But as you go across the pyramid, more focus. When you go to the pyramid, that's one thing. Does it answer Pravi, or not?
It answers to some
To some
extent,
extent,
but whatever the left, I'll ask that question.
Okay, please.
This is can
Yeah, this is good.
So for example,
No, but one second. Before that, I would like to edit a few
Yeah.
things. Edit
Yeah.
a few things that you said.
Sure.
Sorry.
Yeah.
You mentioned that Srila Prabhupada, like you said about the Acharyas on the altar and this and that.
right.
You mentioned that Srila Prabhupada did not ask himself to be put on the altar like that. That's not true.
Okay.
Prabhupada in his living presence, this is very, very rare.
Correct. Yeah, I was about to
And
say.
he did it for a particular purpose. Prabhupada in his living presence, he started the Guru Puja. In his living presence. Yeah.
Correct. Yeah, I was about to say that because he worshipped
Yeah.
his guru.
Yeah.
He's setting an example, right?
Yeah, and because he understands the importance of the principle of Acharya Upasana. If you remove the Acharya Upasana, you're dead. You're finished. So now to address your question, yeah, Lord Shiva is there, is most exalted. Like that, then you can say, oh, why don't we observe, I guess Bhishma Dev or Bali Maharaj or whatever, Prahlad Maharaj. Why don't we know? These we should understand, especially within ISKCON, these Gaudiya Vaishnava Acharyas, they have to have a special place in our heart. They are not just any Acharyas. Sorry, I'm not just being fanatical, but we have to have that. And that's why they are there on our altar. They should be on our altar. Because our access, like here, for example, we're all sitting here as Bhakti Vriksha Friday evening. How are we sitting here as Bhakti Vriksha? How are we sitting? Whose mercy is it? Srila Prabhupada's mercy is it. That. So there is no question of, when you say, isn't he more exalted? We're not even comparing whether Lord Shiva is more exalted than Lord him or not. We're not doing anything. Because firstly, we don't even know who these personalities are. For example, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, these personalities are manjaris. You follow what I'm saying? These personalities are manjaris. They are eternal associates of the Lord. They are not even demigods. They are not even Lord Shiva. Rupa Manjari, Rupa Goswami is Rupa Manjari. She is an assistant of the gopis of Radharani. You follow? So we should understand their spiritual position, not just see them as some acharya like that. So anyway, their form is, it looks like Bhakti Siddhanta's form, but their spiritual form is a Manjari. Should I go on? Okay, anyway, sorry. Yeah. So there is no question of comparing the 33 million demigods and and the acharyas and all that. Yeah.
But Shiva is not a demigod, no? Shiva is
No, Lord. But even then. So for example, Lord, there is a Rudra Sampradaya.
Yeah.
I'm sure if you go to their Sampradaya altar, so they have their own worshipable acharyas. They will worship their acharyas, which is fine. So Sri Ramanujacharya Sampradaya, they are worshipping their acharyas.
In fact, there is a temple for Ramanujacharya.
Yeah, so meaning Acharya Upasana is the principle.
Correct.
And in our limited capacity, how many people can you worship? Before it gets diluted. Before it gets diluted. The point is then it gets diluted also. Like one time one disciple asked Prabhupada, Krishna Prabhupada, whom should I pray to? Should I pray to you or should I pray to Krishna? So Prabhupada gave a very simple answer. He said, can you think of Krishna without me? And he said, can you think of me without thinking of Krishna? So there is no conflict. Meaning it's not like, should I worship Narsinghadev or should I worship that is always rasa, but the point is this basically. So you cannot separate the
But
Acharya.
Krishna can be worshipped without Prabhupada.
Huh?
Krishna can be worshipped without Prabhupada. Even before I knew Prabhupada, I knew Krishna.
नहीं
And I was worshipping
नहीं
Krishna.
नहीं
before
वो उसकी बात नहीं.
Prabhupada is my heart.
Right,
But what I'm saying is,
Uh-huh.
even if the tattva perspective, like a dry debate I'm doing right now, if we do that, right? So even before Prabhupada, I knew Krishna and I was worshipping Krishna.
Yeah, वो तो ठीक है, वो तो इंडिया में everybody. But I'm saying, but the point is, before we were worshipping Krishna, but honestly, were we worshipping the Acharyas?
See, that is why this was Kadiya Prabhu. Kadiya matlab absolute truth is not one single. Absolute encompasses everything. So before you, even I was thinking I was worshipping Krishna, but I did not worship Krishna. Now with maturity I worship.
Problem is not that. Problem is not. See, all acharyas are highly respected.
Correct.
All our acharyas, and they have a very different spiritual positioning and everything. So giving respect to them is not a question. Question is giving respect to them, but not giving respect to Shiva there, and not removing Shiva from the altar and keeping Prabhupada there.
So,
Well, I can answer that question also.
Right. Yeah.
On that note, then you can say, Rupa Goswami, in the 64 items of devotional service, if you study carefully next of devotion, one of the items there is, because that Mataji mentioned, worship of Lord Ganesha.
correct. Yeah.
So Srila Prabhupada purposely, he did not introduce the worship of Lord Ganesha. Why do you think he didn't introduce? Because, no, not only that, because the worship of Lord Ganesha goes on in India for millions of years and for millions of reasons.
And it stopped there.
Yeah.
And it used to stop there. People will, to Ganesha is Vigna Nashaka. But typically he is in the realms of the material realms, is Vigna Nashaka. Again, Ganesha also, like Lord Shiva, he has 2 kinds of mercy. Our Gopal Bhatta Goswami, before he composed the book Satkriya Saradipika, he is offering obeisances to Lord Ganesha. Because they see Lord Ganesha in the right perspective. That's the point. It's not like the issue is not with Lord Ganesha or with Lord Shiva. The issue is with us, how we see them. That's the issue. And so Prabhupada says, yeah, it's there, but for now let's just keep it aside. Keep it aside. Just worship Lord Shiva. And then Prabhupada said, and in case you're worried about obstacles, you have Nrsimhadev. Nrsimhadev, Lord Ganesha gets Brahma Samhita verse. He gets this, the remove from Lord Govinda. So that is covered. So whatever you're worshipping, that purpose is achieved. Now if you're specifically hung up on Ganesha, then that's different. But that purpose is
You
achieved.
can read that.
That makes sense.
Yeah, you can go to the translation.
Yeah. And then, what else was there? Yeah. So again, and another example of the demigods is, there's in Bhagavatam there is a verse, right? So if there is a tree, where do you put the water? You put the water at the root. And that is sufficient. And all the leaves and the branches, they all get nourishment.
Yeah.
So anyway, similarly anyway.
And Krishna also said 923, Krishna also says,
Yeah.
Avidipurvakam.
Purvakam. And like Krishna in Bhagavad Gita, if you read carefully, as you said, if you read very carefully, 2-3 places he calls them out.
Yeah.
The demigod worshippers, he calls them out. Kama estera rita jnana prabhakji ante naradama. Ane devata. Then Avividhi Purvakam. And then he says Manmana Bhavat Bhakta. But people can just take that and say, well, but Krishna also says, before that he says, if somebody has a faith in a demigod, I will strengthen it.
Yeah.
Okay. Why would you do that then? Well, because you said many slokas for many folks. So people want to, they said, okay, better than you worship the demigods, then you worship nothing. But it doesn't mean that's the topmost. Tell you, with due respect, ISKCON altar, I mean, in a way, I personally, I like the beauty and the simplicity of an ISKCON altar. Meaning it's not crowded with 33 million demigods. It's just you have, one Guru Parampara is there. So earlier it used to be just God and Thai. Then even up ISKCON altars be काफी crowded over here. You will have, of course, Nrsimhadev. I'm not saying, but you will have.
There will be Nrsimhadev, there will be Jagannath Baladev Subramanya, there will be Radha Krishna, there will be Gaur Nitai.
Yeah, वो ठीक है. But then also many other things also. But ठीक है. So उसमें भी क्या है? तो yes. So हमारा जो focus जो है, talking about Lord Shiva now. तो हमारा फोकस जो है, हमारा फोकस इज विष्णु तत्व. That we are very clear. And among the Vishnu Tattva, there is the Acharyas, the helping us approach the Vishnu Tattva. So that's where the Acharyas come. So now, with respect to Lord Shiva, if we can see Lord Shiva as Vaishnavana, Yatha Shambhu, as Prabhu is mentioning, you put the picture of Gopishwar Mahadev. But now, then you put like this and that and the other, and then it gets all confusing. You don't need all that. I mean, Kali Yuga especially, you don't need all that. Yeah.
What do you want to add something?
No. I mean, I was about to tell that you started the satsang with Sattvam only, right?
Yeah.
The US temple has the collaboration of all of them.
Yeah.
You focus on what you see fit.
Yeah, and that's why honestly, not everybody come.
Right.
Meaning we are serious. We are not just sort of, at least we're trying to be serious. We're not just casual, part-time, social, this, that. Yeah, for that there are you just open a Hindu temple and thousands of people will come. And will come and go, and nothing wrong. They're getting sukriti like that. But here, especially as Prabhu is saying, people really want to get into chanting of the holy names.
Very good, wonderful.
There is also one pastime, right, Prabhuji, where gopis are searching for Krishna.
Yeah,
Okay? And Lord Sri Mahavishnu, he comes there.
Yeah.
There, Mahavishnu is there. And a gopi see that, did you see our Krishna? Okay, so do we think that gopis are disrespecting Vishnu?
No.
Can we say that?
They are more focused towards.
Yeah.
We cannot say that, right? So because Vishnu Krishna are same.
Right.
So in the same way, it says like more filtered and focused way. Okay.
Prabhuji knows all this, but he is just playing that so that,
No,
that
journey,
something has to happen. Correct. Very nice. But that is
we
needed.
what
It's
Prabhupada
needed.
said.
To
But
enforce
still,
your thing.
Sometimes you try to find out.
No, that's why anyway today I told my brother, I had many rounds to chant today, and I was like early morning tomorrow 4:30 I have some service.
Yeah.
I thought I think I'm gonna skip it today. I'm gonna chant. Then I said today is Shivaratri, so I think it's gonna be a fun Bhakti Vriksha. Let me go.
good that we are blessed with your association.
No, but we should, of course, Chaitanya Charitamrita also has a verse that we should not. Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami says that alasya, because of alasya, we should not stay away from these, like sometimes like this Brahma Samhita, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur's commentary. Wow, it's like too way up there. It's too much philosophy. I don't want to study. No. Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami says no. You should not put away those complicated subject matters. You should study them in the company of devotees, so all these misconceptions are cleared. So that you don't keep continuing having them, and then if we have them, believe me, we'll spread them. If we have them, we'll spread them. Or we'll in some way or the other, we'll spread them.
Beautiful. Thank you. Thank you, Prabhuji. Anything else? Something beautiful. So it's as you get more focused, that's all it is. It is not about disrespecting anybody. In fact, that's why we are respecting Lord Shiva by saying he is the topmost Vaishnava. Right? So the idea is the mindset, changing the mindset. That's the whole goal. Avunu.
No, I agree, because that is also there.
That's why I said, right? Already we talked about it.
Yeah, because again, see, Vedic culture is all encompassing. So depending on your consciousness and your faith, Krishna allows. Yeah. So then obviously there are, but everything has to be shastric. So for that there are Puranas also. There are even the 18 Puranas. There are 6 Puranas which are for the people in the mode of Sattva. Sattva Guna. There are Rajasic Puranas also. There are Tamasic Purana also. Total 18.
6.
Yeah. Yeah. So again, as Prabhu is mentioning, if something is mentioned in Brahma Vaivarta Purana, follow. But then if something is mentioned in Srimad Bhagavatam, and Srimad Bhagavatam is the final composition of Lord Vyasadeva, Amala Purana. So then where it's called Paribhashya Sutra. Paribhashya Sutra, like Brahma Samhita Paribhashya Sutra is Ishvara Parama Krishna. Srimad Bhagavatam Paribhashya Sutra is Etecha Amsha Khalapamsha. Isopanishadis, Ishavashamidam Sarva. Meaning, if there is any confusion about anything, you come back to this verse. And in light of that verse, you study the other verse. So ऐसी पुराण में है, so you have all these things, but then, and that is to again, because if somebody is a worshipper of Lord Shiva, as you're saying, he needs to have scripture to worship. He cannot just manufacture anything. Then, and ideally he has to hear that from a sadhu. There has to be Guru Sadhu Shastra like that. तो इसलिए शास्त्र है. तो मेरे.
But आज पास करना चाहिए. ये शास्त्र में भी लिखा है, साधु में भी लिखा है, और गुरुओं ने भी बताया. पूरे महाशिवरात्रि को फास्ट करना चाहिए.
ठीक है. मैं तो हमारे लिए.
But I'm saying, on this part it is not there, but as other sampradayas, see, जैसे मैं ये बोल रहा हूँ, if truth is there, it's universal truth. If any truth is there,
तो ठीक है.
that has to be universal truth. मैं हाथ से ये करूँगा, ये यहाँ नहीं, कहीं पर भी विश्व में जाऊँगा तो वहाँ पर वो truth होगा.
वो तो ठीक है, but then अगर उस लॉजिक से कहीं तो then everybody should हरे कृष्ण महामंत्र तो सब कोई चैंट क्यों नहीं कर रहा है?
लेकिन मैं कहने का तात्पर्य ये है कि कहीं और दूसरे संप्रदायों में और दूसरे जैसे अभी एक हमारे तो 4 संप्रदाय वैष्णव संप्रदाय, बाकी शैव में अगर देखा जाए तो शैव में जो उनकी फिलोसफी दी है उसमें भी गुरु ने ही बताया है, उनके साधुओं ने ही बताया है और उनके शास्त्र में भी लिखा हुआ है. ठीक है ना?
ठीक है.
So उसके अनुसार तो है.
Yeah, ठीक है. तो but again, Prabhupada also, when Prabhupada would meet with interfaith people, right? If somebody said I'm a Christian, Prabhupada said fine. But you're saying, so you tell them you're saying you're a Shaivite, so please follow. Or just don't just give lip service.
And in fact, sometimes even I hear this.
So Prabhupada would say if you claim to be Christian, then you understand the teachings of Christ. You believe in, you follow. Prabhupada is not into converting, forget Krishna. If somebody was open, they're looking, then he said, yeah, come on. If they're doing nothing, he said, yeah, come on, can chant holy name.
Not only that, Prabhuji, actually क्या है ना उल्टा, and in fact by having this so-called Advaita Siddhanta, actually, see, first of all, those who claim themselves to be Advaita Siddhanta, because they are actually trying to place it. Okay, because actually if you are a true Advaiti, first thing is you should be renunciate.
Yeah, correct.
Right? I'm not renunciate, but I will speak I'll use all these things again. I forgot to mention at the beginning itself, which is we cannot use this thing as astras. Dry argument ही हो गया. क्यों मालूम है? In Shiva Purana में ऐसा लिखा है, ऐसा लिखा है, then both are same. You are saying, if both are same, then that means you are not a true Advaita. Then if you are an Advaita, then why are you married then? You should be directly a renunciate, because that is what Shankaracharya said. But what I am doing is, I don't know whether if I invest fully only in Vishnu or only if in Shiva, I am offending others. Let me Harihara. दोनों का balance चलाओ. But it is all lip service only. Neither you are a true 100% Shiva devotee, can you not you are a Vishnu devotee. You see what I am saying? So you are not there, not here. You are an opportunist. Yeah. If you want to be true Lord Shiva devotee, big, na? Why again challenge this again saying that okay, why it is like that? You just follow, because that is, see, if you are a true neuroscientist, be a neuroscientist. If you are a artificial intelligence specialist, be in that.
I agree.
You understand?
See, in the doing fasting for Shiva or respecting him, not as a separate god, like as a Shaivite. What I am trying to say is, here we are Vaishnavas.
Correct.
We believe in Krishna.
Yes.
Zero. I mean, a period. But as I am giving respect to here, in the mood of Vaishnavana Yatha Shambhu, I'm asking why I should not give respect.
Correct.
Why I should not do the fasting.
That's why I said, that's why the individual exhibition wise, nobody is stopping.
Right. Yeah, like that.
And one more thing.
One more thing on that.
No, see, the Prabhu, anyway, I'm thinking like especially now.
Yeah.
Now, we should be very, very more careful. Because during Prabhupada's time, Prabhupada was there. Mostly the movements was run by Westerners. And now, I see this, it could be a problem. Now more and more Indians are coming, and we have all these ideas that we have grown up and all that. And we say, hey, why not this? Why not we bring it in? But then Prabhupada would say, hey, this move. If you want to do that, you start your own. If you want to do it in an organized way, you start your own religion. You start your own society. You follow? Don't bring all your other things into ISKCON. ISKCON में हम लोग प्रभुपाद जो बोलेंगे वो करेंगे, और जो GBC जो बोल रहा है वो करेंगे. अब तो इंडिया में तो 1000 चीजें होती हैं. वो थोड़ी you cannot just put it in an organization without the approval of the GBC. On a personal level, if you want to do, nobody is stopping you. And that's why, because yesterday we had every day we had a morning class. So people were asking in morning class कि आज शिवरात्रि है, जैसे आपने पूछा फास्ट करना चाहिए, उपवास करना चाहिए, कैसा करना चाहिए. आई गिव देम वेरी सिंपल आंसर कि शिला प्रभुपाद ने कुछ हमें कहा नहीं है शिवरात्रि का उपवास के लिए. आपको अगर करना है तो कर सकते हैं, आपको जो करना है वो करो, बट शिला प्रभुपाद ने कुछ नहीं बोला इसके बारे में. सिंपल. So what I'm saying is, as an organization, we cannot mandate and we cannot say, hey, why are we not?
It's not mandate.
Yeah, but
it's a curiosity. It's a curiosity.
The curiosity is already.
बाकी सबको हम लोग करेंगे, लेकिन सबके जो आराध्य है, यानी वैष्णवों के सबसे आराध्य वैष्णव, उन्हीं का नहीं करना है. वो curiosity है. ऐसा क्यों नहीं किया होगा?
क्यों नहीं? My sense is the same. That why Srila Prabhupada didn't do anything for Lord Ganesha. Similar idea. कि शिवरात्रि, similar Prabhupada must have thought about it. He must have.
Sometimes what I feel, which is zero value, but what I feel is here on this side, all these Westerners, Prabhupada came to the Yavana Pradesh. तो यहाँ का जो philosophy था, एक भगवान, एक वो और एक, तो सिंपल सिमिलर मैपिंग उनके लिए कर दिया हमने कि भाई कृष्णा को ले लो, उधर भगवान.
नहीं Westerners के लिए. You think we don't need simplification for Indians? I think we need a lot of simplification. Because ज़्यादातर यही होता है कि, because I was speaking to one devotee, he was, as you saying, from this mindset कि एक, all these Judeo-Christian religion, my way or you're dead. So he said when we went to India, like wow. Here you can do anything and everything. Like वो तो ये तो मस्त है. But then he realized I think we need some some synthesis of both.
Yeah.
So Prabhupada very clearly gave all the distinctions. But these days what I see, which is I feel really bad. वो Jesus को praise करेंगे. बहुत सारे lectures में वो Jesus का DT भी लाके रख दिया था एक जगह पे तो.
एक जगह पे नहीं, बेलूर मठ में.
नहीं बेलूर, इधर भी अपने न्यू वृंदावन में और यहाँ पर भी पहले लाके रखा था.
But then it was immediately discovered.
Yeah.
So
see, you're not talking the other side.
Yeah.
As soon as they brought Jesus, what happened? It was disconnected, right?
Disconnected.
But you're not talking that.
No, I'm telling you.
So it means what? It is rejected. So we don't say we have brought it then.
No,
ISKCON never brought it because it was the
some
moment.
of the not as a ISKCON. Some of the devotees they.
So वो लोग लेके आएगा ऐसे ही.
और अभी भी लेक्चर में आप देख रहे हो प्रभु जी. अभी भी लेक्चर में बहुत सारे लेक्चर में मैं देखता हूँ जैसे जीसस ने, अरे काय के लिए जीसस ने, काय के लिए राधा कालचंद जी को वो क्रिसमस के दिन लाल गुलाबी जोकर बना के रखता है. नहीं मांगता हमको. क्यों चाहिए जीसस? क्रिसमस नहीं चाहिए हमको. ISKCON में हमको हजार नहीं मांगता.
इसलिए Prabhupada didn't do all that.
अभी करता है लेकिन अभी जीसस का नाम लेके उधर डेमी गॉड बोलेंगे शिवा को, उधर शिवा को, अरे उसको.
Okay, now we are getting into.
Jesus
But again, this movement is.
When the doors are open, you will get all kinds of people, right? So then obviously everybody will have their ideas.
That's
So
what
वो
is.
करेगा ही. Nobody is doing perfection. That is why I am telling you, organizational execution of religion is one aspect. That's why I take it as a guideline. But will you ask anybody, should I love my wife or not? What do you mean by that? It's a question itself is wrong. You don't need an additional validation to love Lord Shiva.
Something wrong with that.
If you want to love Lord Shiva, you do it now. That's why personally I am saying, who is stopping you? Now organizationally, now don't enforce your love to your wife on others.
No, absolutely.
You see what I mean?
Like we better.
Yeah. Why they are not liking my wife?
You have seen a final checkmate.
अभी तो क्या केवल इन्होंने भगवान का कपड़ा भी नीलामी के लिए निकाला. जैसे वो रास्ते पे लगा था ना, अरे $2 $3 इसका ले लो, ये ऐसा मालूम अपने कालाचंदी मंदिर में जैसा बोले मैं वाइफ को ये करना है, वहां पर तो राधा कालाचंदी मेरी माँ को बेचने के लिए खड़ा कर दिया इन्होंने कालाचंदी में, राधा रानी को.
क्या
राधा रानी के कपड़े, राधा रानी का मुकुट, हाँ ऑक्शन उसको नीलामी कैसा करते हैं, अरे आ जाओ बाजार लगा हुआ है इधर, कृष्णा का वामसी, और एक डिवोटी के अंदर दम नहीं था बोलने के लिए कि भाई मेरा भगवान है, मेरे भगवान के कपड़े पे नीलामी नहीं करना है कभी, एक जन के अंदर दम नहीं था। मैंने बोला उनको, मैंने बोला नित्यानंद प्रभु जी को भी बोला मैंने, ये क्या चल रहा है, नीलामी के बाजार है क्या इधर, पैसा चाहिए पैसा मांगो ना, तुम ऐसा कैसा बोलते हो, उधर नहीं है मांगो।
Well, no, but again, that's a practical point
But
also there.
and yeah,
But
again, everybody is exhibiting. I have not seen it also in any
You have to
country.
understand. So from a practical perspective, there are two things on that note. The practical perspective, Radha Kalamcharan ji, they get dresses probably every year, newer and newer dresses, right? What do you do with the old dresses? वो एक है. And then of course these dresses, if it is approached in the right way, these dresses are tadiya.
Correct.
भगवान ने पहना है उसका तदिया है.
Yes, absolutely, yeah.
तो उसको एक तरह से they are at least from, yeah, or you maybe you say just give it away. Give it away. I don't know what your issue is. If your issue is about the money that is coming, but giving away as a gift should not be a problem, right? For you.
Should not be a problem.
Okay, all right.
किसी को अगर देना है, कोई there are so many devotees, उनका घर भी नहीं है वहाँ पर, अगल बगल में रहते हैं, उनको दे दो। See, मटेरियल चाहिए,
They should respect us.
मंदिर के लिए मटेरियल
हाँ, but वापस या उनको
तो
किसी को दिया
उसमें दिया तो जो भी
हाँ,
करेगा प्रभु
हाँ।
वैल्यू क्या है?
अपमान नहीं होगा ना,
हाँ।
अपमान नहीं होना चाहिए ना।
So you can debate then why?
devotees को
अरे बाबा then you can debate why in Tirupati or why in anywhere you have entrance ticket then.
correct हाँ वो
Same है ना, you can't see.
yeah to see the Lord.
ऑक्शन एक्चुअली अपना वैदिक सनातनी परंपरा में भगवान की कोई भी
Auction
चीज
is
ऑक्शन
something
नहीं
which
कर
is
सकते,
definitely
So some means
ऑक्शन नहीं कर सकते उसको,
yeah,
that's a disrespect to the
that is grass.
अपना हिस्सा। आपको लड्डू भगवान का करेंगे, फिर बाद में उनका वंशी सीधा, फिर पब्लिक इधर से और इधर से, पब्लिक का ईगो आप तुम बढ़ा रहे हो, ये बोल रहा है 10,000 एक, हाँ 10,000 एक, कोई है क्या और?
एक बात है प्रभु जी, there are organizational gaps anywhere. It is not only ISKCON, it is not only Shiva Sampradaya, it is not only Rudra Sampradaya. Organization, when we take it at a bigger organization level, there are certain things. वो देख के मुझे क्या करना है, how am I getting benefited, इतना तक ही सोचना है. We cannot change anything at an organizational level. So यहाँ पे नहीं प्रभु जी, even in a Bhakti Vriksha, it's a group of 100 people together. 100 people will, Hemant Bhaiya will have his opinion, I have
I
mine.
already ate now.
But
I already ate. I ate now.
no, but what is that I am taking from this? That's it. हम लोग ना प्रभु जी ये डिस्कशन लगे, this is waste of time. कुछ हमको मिलने वाला है, we don't change in any perspective. आज मैं खुद को how am I changing myself? That's it. How am I progressing?
think global, act local.
But that turning is also required. When you are confronted in the society by the naysayers, how will you answer them?
Yeah.
This requirement is required. Otherwise, you will be left with no answer. And they will come and shoot you down. They will come and shoot you down.
So that yeah,
You
yeah.
need to have this
वो तो रहेगा.
That's why we
sharpening.
sharpening.
That has to be there. The question has to be addressed. They cannot run away.
Yeah, I mean, this will be confronted anyway.
Correct. Thank you. But the question cannot be
Exclusive worship.
हाँ.
एक और टर्म है भागवतम में, एक चैप्टर का टाइटल है, थर्ड सेकंड कैंटो, एक्सक्लूसिव वर्शिप इज ऑल इंक्लूसिव. तो कृष्ण भगवान, विष्णु तत्व का, कृष्ण का वर्शिप इज ऑल इंक्लूसिव.
Yeah. That's why Narada Muni is giving that example. Go to the world route. How many 33 million live to आप पाने जाओगे तो भी वो लोग संतुष्ट नहीं होंगे.
तो कृष्णा ने भी खुद भी बोला है,
Yeah.
उसका तो no confusion about that. As a
So-
Bhagwan, that no confusion.
That is why in a higher truth, if you have to go on the stair, you have to leave the stair and go there. That is why Prabhupada created this forum where exclusivity is maintained now. Other things is there.
On that note, Bhakti Thakur writes actually that in Bhakti Loka there is one term called Rupa Goswami का नियमाग्रह, right, rules. तो उसमें लिखा हुआ है, भक्ति विनोद ठाकुर समझाते हैं उसको, which depending on which level you are, like as he was saying, I only know Krishna, I don't even know Rama. Depending on which level of bhakti you are, there are certain rules that apply to you.